As we ride on our enemies, we make sure everybody die when we ride on our enemies. Finally, we got justice for Tupac Amaru Shakur, man. I had to get my bandana right, bro. I don't care, bro. We about to react to this, man.
But the wheels of justice turn slowly sometimes.
If you didn't know, Keefe D finally got arrested for his part in Tupac's murder 27 years later, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get right into this, bro.
But they got it done.
27 years after
I had to react to this.
Shakur was shot to death in a car in Las Vegas, a man who confessed to his involvement in the crime is behind bars.
Woo!
Tupac.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. When I came to America, Tupac had just got shot. When I came to America, I remember it. And I swear for God, as a child, I solved this case. This was the worst kept secret ever. Everybody knew it was Orlando Anderson, it was Keefe D, it was the big nigga, the other two niggas in the car, Big Dre. We all knew that already, bruh. The cops was not trying to solve it. I don't care what nobody, but Keefe D is such a moron. This nigga went on a self-snitching tour, wrote a book. This nigga really thought he had immunity. This is, I'm telling you, top 5 stupidest niggas that's ever been on the streets. Top 5, bro. This nigga didn't even understand his proffer agreement and thought he had immunity. Dumbass nigga.
I keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
Filmmaker
And he didn't keep it for the code of the streets because he snitched on Orlando when Orlando died, which, I mean, I don't care about the whole snitching thing. That's whatever. But he did tell. He did tell.
On Law and Crime nearly 2 months ago.
I think that they are going to close this case. I think that there is very likely going to be an indictment.
Thanks for joining us here on Law
Pac,
and Crime.
nigga.
I'm Anjanette Lee.
Yeah!
Las Vegas Metro Police
West Side!
Keefe D. Davis into custody Friday. He's being held on charges related to the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur.
I don't want to pause too much, but I have so much to say. Hey, Keefe D literally, there was nobody who could have even possibly pinned him to this anymore because everybody involved who could have was dead except for Suge, and Suge wasn't going to do that. Suge still ain't going to do that. This moron and Vlad, shout out to Vlad and his working with the government. That nigga's definitely a fed, but hey, you did good with this one, nigga. Yeah, your fedness did good this time.
Las Vegas Metro Police searched Davis's home in Henderson, Nevada in July.
The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. We have a search warrant for the resident.
Oh, they had the big things on him, nigga. Come out and cough the wrong way,
a grand
nigga.
jury was investigating Tupac's
Look at
murder.
Luke and
Tupac Shakur was shot as he was riding in a car driven by Suge Knight one night in September 1996.
Damn.
Tupac had gotten into a fight with a man named Orlando Anderson at the MGM Grand during a Mike Tyson fight. The shooting of Shakur was believed to be retaliation for the fight. Keefe D later confessed that he gave Anderson, who was his nephew, the gun to shoot Tupac Shakur. He made the statement in a proffer to police, but the statement could not be used against him in court. Years later, Keefe D admitted his...
And if you guys don't know, proffer agreements isn't blanketed immunity. Proffer agreements basically means for right now, as we ask you these questions, you can't get in trouble. But if you leave this interrogation room, you are fully able to get in trouble for the statements you say. Big dumb nigga.
Involvement in Tupac's
Big
murder.
old dumb nigga.
Compton street legend. Many view the book as a confession. Keefe D wrote about that night. I pulled out the Glock that Zip had given me and tossed it in the back seat. Bubble Up did the driving, Baby Lane and Freaky were riding in the back. Like two rams locking horns, Suge and I looked each other dead in the eye. The terrified expression on Suge's face read, "Damn them N-words." He goes on to write, one of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. Tupac...
One thing I will say, though, is Tupac should not have hit Orlando. Orlando is a known shooter. Orlando is a known... Like, I will say I love Tupac and I love Justice for Pac, but had he not done that, Tupac would still be here. You know, a lot of people say Pac and died gang banging or this, that, and the third, and however you feel it, regardless to how you feel about that, he should not have been involved in that. Somebody else should have handled that. Facts. Now that doesn't justify, like I said, like it's like the King Von thing, bro. If Keefe D would have came out while they were jumping him and started shooting, I would understand it more. Because it's like I'm trying to defend my friend, get him off. But afterwards, you're no longer shooting him for protection, you're shooting him because of pride. And that's why you did that.
Tupac Shakur died days later, and his murder would remain unsolved for years.
By the police.
Orlando Anderson
Nigga, we
was
all
shot to
knew
death
who
the
killed
next
Pac,
year.
bro.
Filmmaker Mike Dorsey worked with retired LAPD detective Greg Kading on the documentary Murder
Greg
Rap.
Kading been said this,
Kading's
bro.
investigation
He been
into the
said
murders
it.
of
Shout
Biggie
out to
Smalls
Greg, man.
and Tupac Shakur. I spoke with Dorsey about the news that
Greg
Dwayne
Kading
Keefe D.
been
Davis
said this,
had been
bro.
taken into custody.
Well, this has been for me, kind of a 10-year journey since we put out our doc, Murder Rap, which was the first
Which I've
documentary
seen.
that put out his taped confession that his crew did this. And my reaction is that this has just been a very long time coming, and very, very, it's just an exciting day to finally have this. We didn't think this was going to happen at a certain point. It just seemed like so much time had gone by. You started to wonder, is it really
I
going to
didn't think
happen
it was
or
going to
not?
happen either.
But the wheels of justice turn slowly sometimes, and that was the case here. But they,
Especially when you shot 2 off-duty officers, your families, Black Panthers, and you stand against the police. But we gonna pretend like that had nothing to do with it. We gonna act like that had nothing to do with it. Let's just say, even though Keefe D has been confessing this for the last 4 years, nigga, if you want to act like you didn't know who did it, even though everybody did it, he's been confessing for 4 years, nigga. But okay, it is what it is. But I will also say this. This is one thing I'll say, because a lot of people be like, oh, why are they solving it now? How come the police are doing something now? Well, how come none of you street niggas did nothing? How come none of y'all niggas did nothing for all this time? Before, if you a street nigga, if you was on Pac's side and all this and that there, and y'all didn't blow on Keefe D no freaky. You feel me? Y'all didn't blink at him. So don't get too much bravado when you talk about why did it take the cops so long to do something, because it took y'all too long. Huh? Maybe the cops was waiting. The streets will handle it. No.
they got it done.
You said that you thought an indictment would be coming, but now you're saying you didn't think this would ever happen. So do
Sure.
you feel like it was taking too long? Because we had heard
Thug
some
life
rumblings
immortal,
that a
nigga.
grand jury was looking at this.
I'll just say, initially we had heard that it was going to happen very
And to all the niggas who thought Suge Knight had something to do with it, y'all are the dumbest niggas. That was always the dumbest conspiracy. And as a kid, there was a time I actually believed it. And I mean like at 9 years old. But then after a while, I was like, yeah, that's stupid to think that. Yeah, nigga, let's set this guy up to get shot. Let me go ahead and sit in the seat next to him, and I'm twice his size, so odds are bullets gonna hit me too, which he did get hit in his head.
very quickly. It seemed like
What?
it seemed like an indictment was, 6 weeks ago, an indictment was like happening, and then nothing. And we heard the grand jury was convening, and it was very airtight. They're not telling us anything. They aren't telling the public anything. So you do start to wonder
Man,
after
Keefe, you
weeks
gotta
and weeks
feel
go
like a
by if they're really gonna
dumbass
pull
right
it off
now.
or not.
What do you think? What kind of witnesses do you think they have?
Shout out to
because everybody
rest
else
in
that
peace,
was in
Tupac.
that
Shout out to
vehicle
Mo
that
Cream.
night is dead.
Sure. I know some of the people that they've spoken to, but I can't disclose that. But correct. I mean, all 3 of the other people that were allegedly with Keefe in the shooter's vehicle, they've all died since this happened.
Yeah.
Some of the key witnesses, like Tupac's bodyguard, is dead. Tupac himself,
Frank
of course, being the
Alexander.
closest witness, is dead.
Rest in peace to
Suge
Frank,
Knight,
man.
being the next closest witness, will probably never talk about it.
He's not going to.
So I don't know exactly who they've
Which,
spoken.
I mean, it is what it is. He lived by the gun, died by the gun, street politics. Now, don't think. My only issue, though, I have an issue with Suge. Because Suge, I definitely believe, allegedly, this is just my opinion, I definitely believe Suge had something to do with some sort of retaliation. I'm just going to leave it there, right? How come y'all let Keefe D slide, Suge? Why you ain't make that same call and get that dude? Like, what's up, man? Because I understand the whole, oh, I don't want him to snitch, keep him on the street so we can handle it. But it's been 27 years, nigga. Y'all wasn't about to do nothing, bro. Keefe like 60, my nigga.
That could help them build, a case around Keefe. But I do know that when Murder Rep came out, we heard from a lot of people that had information on this case that had never disclosed it before, who said that it basically filled in the gaps for them of what they already knew. So my guess is that that's who they've been talking to, is people like that who have pieces of the story. And when you put them all together, it's like this tapestry that comes together of a case.
In some of these interviews, Keefe D seemed very cognizant of the fact that he had to be careful about what he said.
He wasn't,
he obviously
though.
knew that he still was
wasn't.
at risk of possibly being prosecuted. But then he goes and writes this book.
Right.
It's not even the books. It's the Vlad TV interviews, my nigga. Out his own mouth, he's been confessing 100 different ways. And he also was like, yeah, Puff had something to do with it. If I go down, this person need to go down. Keefe D is a prolific snitch. So if some other things come out after this, hey.
Yeah, when he did his interview with BET for Death Row Chronicles, which came out in 2018, he had an attorney with him present for that interview. And then after that, I don't know how much legal counsel he was getting. It's almost like when that came out and nothing happened to him. I wonder if maybe he got lulled into this sense of, oh, I guess they're not going to do anything.
Stupid nigga. Look at this old ass clout chasing nigga, bro. You thought you was going to make a career being the nigga who killed Pac and just telling, and you was going to be all right? Goofy, nigga. Even if some people say what he did made sense after Orlando got jumped, this cornish, nah, bro. This is supposed to be for the drill rappers. They're supposed to be the niggas snitching on themselves and stupid enough to talk about crimes and shit. You too old for this, bro.
Interviews, and I'll be careful on my own and do what I think, I can get away with saying without going too far. But yeah, it seems clear. I mean, the fact that you bring a lawyer with you to an interview to make sure you don't say too much does tell you that he must have, at least in the back of his mind, considered that he might still be able to be prosecuted for this.
Stupid.
And the Crawford deal, when he did his original, statement to the police about this, 15 years ago, that only covers what he says that day in that meeting.
Facts.
If he went on CNN that night and said the same story, they would be able to use that interview against him. So I think he knows full well he had to be careful what he said.
Not full well.
What do you expect to come next? Obviously, Keefe D had to know something might be coming.
Put that nigga under the jail,
warrant
bro.
Was executed on his home.
What?
Sure. We don't know what the charges are yet.
Put him in a cell. What you need to do, put him in a pod. You need to start surveying the pods. Who was the Tupac fans, right? Because Tupac got some of the most... There are Tupac fans for surely who will take Keefe D out, no problem, nigga. For surely, right? And we could say, we don't wish that. And whatever, bro. But just put him in the pod with the fans. Let them deal with him. Let him sort it out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They ain't gotta finish him, just, rough him up. You see how they did Whitey Bulger? You see how they did Eric, nigga who shot Nip? I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm hoping that if there's a press conference today, that they'll tell us what he's actually being charged with and confirm, of course, that it's for this case. Mm-hmm. And the next, I would think that he might want to do a deal, or that they might be interested in doing a deal. I don't know anybody.
And they're actually, I actually did some more research. There is no deal being offered to this nigga.
Just to go to trial and have that circus.
One thing I'm going to tell you that police don't like.
I would
they don't like to be embarrassed. And when he was running around flaunting this, they were embarrassed. Like, damn, we really just let this nigga go. We didn't catch him.
Expect that they would try to do it.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, when I heard that they were raiding Keefe D's house, I was like, what do they think they're gonna find that's gonna attach him to something in 1996? But then I thought about it, I went, they're not about to find anything. I think they know that. I think this is a foregone conclusion. They're arresting this nigga. They locking this nigga up. And if they gotta do correct, they don't care, nigga. They finna get this nigga.
The Associated Press is reporting that a judge ordered Keefe D held without bail.
Yes, sir.
The prosecutor on the case was quoted as saying during the hearing that Keefe D was the on-site commander who ordered the death of Tupac Shakur.
And like I said, y'all could say he should not have jumped Orlando, which he absolutely should not have done. Orlando was young too. There's no reason for it. That was not right. The reason, we understand why, but Pac is you're supposed to protect Pac at all costs. You feel me? That was not a smart decision from Pac to do. But it also wasn't smart for what Keefe D's been doing. Rest in peace to Tupac. I love to see it.